Good morning, and it is a wet morning here in the UK, but welcome in anyway. My name is Helen Jennings. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. I've got my cup of tea and I've got some things to share with you. So I can see Lisa's face has popped up in the corner of my phone. So morning, Lisa. Do come on and say hello. If you're watching, let me know what sort of a day you're having, how your day is going. But this week I had decided, morning Valerie, I had decided that we were going to be looking at some things that were retiring that you needed to get your hands on. And then this morning, Tuesday morning, is the morning that we always get a weekly update as Stampin' Up demonstrators. So I checked out my weekly update first thing this morning, and it threw me a little bit of a curveball, an exciting one, but a curveball. So we're still going to be looking at something that is going to be retiring, but we're going to be adding into it something that Stampin' Up has released today. It is very cold and rainy here too, Wendy. I have put my heater back on in here this morning. I was thinking, oh, it's a bit nippy. So I've gone from flinging doors open because I'm too hot to putting the heater back on. That may all change. The heater may go off yet. But so the stamps and dies, they're not necessarily the ones I were going to use this morning, and we may swap and change about. Who knows how the session will go. But the ones I've picked are the Bonanza Buddy ones, which are beautiful. I love them, the little koala and lion and toucan and the dies that go with it. Sad that these ones are going, they're really cute. I don't feel as if I've had enough time playing with those. Morning, Francis. But what Stampin' Up has, what we've just had in our update this morning for us was news that Stampin' Up, we knew that it was coming, but that Stampin' Up have issued what they are calling a product give back, their COVID-19 give back. Now what they have done is they have produced a PDF, and I will go through that with you in just a second. And this PDF has been produced for everybody to purchase, so for customers to purchase. There is, all proceeds will go to charity, so I don't get any cut of it, Stampin' Up don't get any cut of it. That's the way it should be. This is a product that hopefully you're going to be able to use at the moment and will find very useful, but is also going to be giving back to charity. And the two charities that have been listed, and when it comes to checkout, you can decide which charity you would like to donate to, or you can split it between the two, which is what I did, to be honest. I went, oh, I don't know, split it between the two. So the two charities are the World Health Organization's Solidarity Response Fund. So I don't know, here in the UK, certainly we were watching a concert, was that last Thursday? And that was in aid of, I think that was the concert that Lady Gaga did, wasn't it? She sort of was at the forefront of that, and the money from that was going to the World Health Organization's Solidarity Response Fund. So that's that charity. And the other charity is the United Way Worldwide's COVID-19 Community Response and Recovery Fund. That's a mouthful, isn't it? But those are the two charities. I have got the link here, but it is a very long link. But if you want to take a photo or something of that, you can do either that, or I will put this link up when I edit the video, and I will make sure that I do that straight away. When this video is finished, I will edit it and I will put that link in the edit when I do that. So that's the link you want. It's not through the normal Stampin' Up shop. They've created this special shop that you go to and you put your order in. Now, excuse me, I've got a real tickle. This download is $12 and it will come up as US dollars and then will get converted locally. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to have a slurp of my tea. So what I did just now before I came live, I went onto Google and sort of said, tell me, what are 12 US dollars? So 12 US dollars in UK sterling is £9.63. Look, and I even did Australian dollars for you, 18.49 Australian dollars. So, yeah, so that's how much it is going to cost, around about that. Obviously, it will depend on conversion rates and all those sorts of things, but that gives you a ballpoint figure of how much that is. So as I say, you could either take a picture of that, or I will put that link up. And obviously, if you are a demonstrator and haven't yet spotted that, it is on the weekly updates. So what do you get for your $12 that you have just donated to charity? So you get to print these out. Now I've printed out these 2 front pages in paper, and the rest is all on card, and you can obviously print these as much as you like. They are PDF documents, so as long as you're au fait with PDFs, you will be able to go in and just take pictures of oh good you can take a snapshot of the particular image that you want and just print that off, so you don't have to print off the entire document every time you want one. So you get this sort of thank you, terms of use, how to print things. It also gives you coordinating colours and coordinating products, so it tells you what colours they've used on their sheets and what products you could use to cut them out or whatever. So that's really useful. We might be referring to that in a minute. And as you can see, there's actually 15 pages worth of goodies, 15 pages worth of images and things. So, and some of them are quite American, others have been more sort of Englishified, if that's such a word. So we shall see. So what have we got? We've got wash your hands. We've got let's just roll with it. Obviously, with all the toilet rolls, I totally share my toilet paper with you. So these obviously are fun things that you can add to cards that you can send out to people. I'm smiling under this face mask. My hands miss feeling moisturised, and my heart misses you. I bet if anybody's like me, that one will ring a bell. So dry your hands. No saliva was used on this envelope, so if you want to add that to your back of envelopes. Sending love, and if I could, toilet paper. Just feeling the need to reach out and it's crossed out, hug, and send a card to someone. And I can't wait to social undistance with you. That's cute, isn't it? So as you can see, I've printed all of these onto our cardstock, and I'm going to be able to print them out and just use them as they are. Stay safe, flatten the curve, stay apart. And then they're 6 feet apart, but still in my heart, just there. You're essential to me, about our essential workers. Spread joy, not germs. I'm here for you from a distance. I'm really all here, just socially distanced, sending joy and sunshine, not germs. These are obviously, that's a black version. This is a coloured version. You can obviously sponge these, spritz them, do all sorts of things with them. So there we are. Have another quarantini. It's like a normal martini, but you drink it at home alone. Things I miss. Number 1, touching my face. Number 2, you. And that's in various colours. Let's get together when this is all over. Really lovely sentiments that you can be sending out. I love this one. What a year this week has been. I think that one rings so true. And you've got various colours in there. You've got hang in there. Wishing I was in quarantine with you. I miss you so much. That's a definite one. Quarantine and chill. Stay home, stay safe. That's it. Quarantine and chill, and know we're thinking of you. That's lovely, isn't it? Stay home, stay safe. We are thinking of you in various colourways. These are quite fun. Business on the top, PJs on the bottom. Life may look a little different, but we are all in this together. So I finished Netflix. Hope you're staying entertained during this time of social distancing. I've just been working on my homebody. Yeah, eating cake. I think that's what that's about. This one's good because you've got 2 spellings of pyjamas. So there's the American version at the top, and here's the UK version, or I don't know quite how far the pyjamas in that version goes. I changed that from my night pyjamas into my day pyjamas to send you this card. hey, that's something. Miss you. Hope that by staying home more things change than my pyjamas. Thinking of that as a positive thing. Happy quarantine. Thinking of you during this quarantine. So they're all useful. It's your birthday. Let's digitally party. That's nice, isn't it? Just breathe, but wear your mask. Sending hugs from a distance. I can't wait to hug you when this is all over. Wish this were a real in-person hug. Smile. And hey, what you doing? We're in this together. I miss your face. Sending love and paper hugs. I like that one. Thank you, hero, for all those heroes that you know. Thinking of my son out delivering shopping in the rain this morning. What a hero. We've got some little crosses, nursey type images there. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your care. Thank you for your sacrifice. Those are nice, aren't they? Sending love and support. This too shall pass. I stay home because you stay at work. Yeah, there's no place like home for now. And one day at a time. That's very good, isn't it? Not alone, just apart. There's nobody I'd rather stay home for. Everything will be okay. We just can't see what okay looks like from here. Though we're not together, we're close at heart, and love conquers all things. And then this last one is, you've got a bit of a gap in this one, though however much apart, we're close at heart. And then there's variations, though miles apart, though hours apart, 6 feet apart, 1.5 meters apart. There's just all these variations on how apart you'd need to be, but still close at heart. And then at the bottom, there's some hashtags, share sunshine. So I think that is really rather lovely. So I've gone through all of that, but I think we will combine that. That's why I picked the Bonanzas. I thought we could combine some of these with some of these. We'll use these as our sentiments for this morning, to send out some cards. Oh, so you have, I'm just rereading your message, Angie. So you had a box of goodies arrive, but you can't use them. So that's just not fair, is it? It's like having a box of chocolates and not being able to eat them. Yeah, that would be a bit depressing, but not yet. Yet is, as I have discovered, is a small word, but with incredible power. So it's not that you can't use them, it's that you can't use them yet. Yet. Tomorrow or the day after is another day. The time is coming. You can stroke them and plan for them for now. I know that's not quite the same, but don't think of it as you can't use them. Think of it as you can't use them yet. Right, there's a lot of yet going on at the moment, is there? We can't do this yet. We will be able to do it, just not yet. Right, let's have a bit of a play. I'm really pleased with that, so I think that's good. And obviously, you don't just print it out once, you can print it out as many times as you want. So if there's a particular set of sentiments that you really like, or you wanted to send to 100 people, then you absolutely can just print out that one lots of times. And I think what I am going to do, so having seen that now, my plan is to put together a little, we'll do a little online card class, I think. So for anybody that has ordered the bundle, we'll do a little get together. We'll have a Zoom get together and create some cards. So if you have made it, let me know, and if you have bought it, let me know, and we'll get together and add you in. Okay, Bonanza buddies. So we're going to use this alongside our new sentiments. I love this set. So there's quite a bit of two-step stamping going on in here, as well as some fabulous dies and things. And again, I've not been on this morning to see if this has gone or whether it's still available. But you get this big tag die that is really useful. You get some bunting of various sorts, your little lion, your koala, your toucan. Here's your lion's mane. Actually, it's not just his mane, but it cuts out his mane and his tail. These are, you can do individual buntings, you can cut out little balloons or just circles and triangles. It's entirely up to you. And this will cut out the little pom-pommy stamp in there as well. So some nice coordinating dies to go with this stamp set. But let's have a look. Let's actually let's choose which sentiment we want first, and then we could have a bit of a sending hugs. Now that's page 10. Let me flip. You can see this is literally hot off the press. I've not played with this at all. It is the Heart Punch pack. I thought it might be. Let me grab my hearts. And let's see. And I love this sending love and paper hugs, so we'll have one of those as well. So we'll check that out as well in a minute and see what they're suggesting to coordinate with that. We can obviously use our own imagination, but we'll have a look and see what they're suggesting. So I'm going to put the others to one side for a minute. And I've picked, the other one was 11, so they're saying stitched, nested labels, Heart Punch pack. Oh, I think that goes in the heart. Oh, that's nice. I like that, the way that would go in a heart. And detailed heart dies. So, yeah, again. But I think this is nested labels for this one. So I will dig those out in just a second. Here they are. And let's have a look. Which nested label would work with that? That one, I would think. Or that one. Yes, no, I think that one. And we just need to decide what colours we want, but we'll decide what we're doing before we decide what colours we want. I'm going to cut along there. It's quite nice knowing it that you can cut these up, use as many as you like, but in a minute, if I decided I wanted another one, I could just go in and print off another sheet. So very different from the way that we're used to putting on our sentiments and things. But so I've done one in black, because then if we want to add colour to it of our own, we can do. I'm going to pop that into my die, into my punch, and punch that out. It's rather cute, isn't it? Sending hugs. And obviously then I've got my scalloped heart here, that if I want to do a second heart, I can do. So if you're just joining me, we're having a bit of a play with the Bonanza buddies, but we're also having a bit of a play. Stamping Up Today have issued a downloadable PDF that all the funds are going to charity. Thank you, Emma. Oh, the dies have gone. Oh no. So I might have to try and avoid using the dies then. We'll see. See how we get on. Right, who shall we have sending hugs? I think this little toucan would be quite cute, because we could perhaps get him to hold that. So what you've got in here, you've got these really cute stamps, and then you've got little bits that you can add elements to. So the lion possibly has got more stamps to add in than these two little guys. So toucan, we shall want black, and then we shall want some sort of yellowy orange for his beak. Morning, Joanne. We're having a play with this new download. And the koala, we shall want some grey as well as some black. So I'm going to pick up I think I'm going to go grey granite and mango melody. So let's find some little oddments of white card. Got a real tickle in my throat this morning. And my piercing mat. I love Bonanza buddies. Yes. It was a question of what we're going to play with. We decided this week we were going to play with things that are retiring. But then obviously Stampin' Up! Have issued their downloadable this morning, so we had to add that in as well. So it's been a bit, ooh, what shall we do on the hoof? So we are indeed doing Bonanza Buddies and using the sentiments. Oh, got such... I've got such a frog in my throat this morning. Right, let's ink up this little toucan guy. And stamp him. So lovely. And then we just need his little beak. Apologies if you can hear the rain pattering on the roof. There's not much I can do about that. I can't stop the rain. And apparently our gardens do need it. So we mustn't complain. We've had so much sunshine, so much unseasonal sunshine here in the UK that we've just, you know, it's not normal for us to be having in April. But you get a bit like, oh, in rain. We quite like the sunshine, thank you very much. But actually, this is far more normal for April. April showers, after all. Right, little koala. I'm going to ink him up. I'm still finding little bits of the inside of that dye that we used yesterday. So I'm going to do the little koala in grey granite. Yeah, it's not as if I've got anywhere to go, is it? Most of us haven't got anywhere to go. So it really doesn't matter if it's raining outside. It just means that we get to stay in and craft rather than go into the garden. Right, so let's stamp our little koala. Such a cute little fella. And then for him we have his little features, because at the moment he looks a little bit weird. And it is amazing the difference that this little stamp makes. I'm glad it's soothing, Emma. That's good. Right, so we're just going to put his little nose and eyes and smiley face in there. And suddenly he absolutely comes to life. I love these little characters. They are beautiful. So, because Emma tells us she's just looked for us, we've got stamp sets but not dies. We'll fussy cut them just to prove that you can just go with the dies. That's absolutely fine. The only time that we might curse a little bit is around those legs. Perhaps I should have left a border all the way round, and then I wouldn't be worried about cutting around his legs. So either you can leave a border around the edge if you don't fancy cutting out these legs. If I need to do a bit of infilling with a black pen, I will do. The other thing you could do is chop his legs off altogether. Shh, don't tell him. And have him somewhere where his legs aren't seen. Tuck them behind a label or something. Yeah, a bit of cutting out's good. Some people absolutely hate a bit of fussy cutting. It's all right as long as you don't, in the last instant, cut off something that you wanted to save. They are very cute, Emma, very cute. And round we come, back to the top of his little feathers. And obviously you'd have more time to cut that out than I did just then, so you'd probably make a slightly better job of it, but you can go in, as I say, and fill in round the edges. It always happens, doesn't it? What have I done with my koala? There he is. Let's cut him out too. I'm just going to cut around his paw. Now this really is sort of going a bit quicker than I would have liked to have made a good job of this, but that's fine. Breathe in, little koala. Right, there he is. Now, I think what we're going to do with our toucan is where his beak comes up, we're going to take our paper snips and we're going to cut into it, because then he'll be able to hold our little heart for us. Out there probably. Lovely, and he'll perhaps be able to send some healing hugs to our little koala, although our koala on the other side could just be holding it up like that. A lot of practice, Wendy. Been doing it a long time. Used to do a lot of fussy cutting at one time before I did stamping, and you know, have to realise that I've been card making a very long time. Probably now, I don't know, about 18 years. In the beginning I didn't do stamping, and in actual fact it wasn't really until I joined Stamping Up that I did a great deal of stamping. So that's only been, I suppose really I've only been stamping for around about 7 years. I've done little bits of stamping, but not in any great amounts. So prior to that, of course, I did lots of sort of, and it was trendy back in the day to do 3D decoupage and those sorts of things, and that quite often involved some fussy cutting. Let's chop one end off, and I think we'll have the other as a banner. Aren't they cute? Right, now we need to decide. He's quite clever, isn't he, holding on to that heart. I'd done something previously where I'd had the toucan holding something. And we'll have a little banner on there. Right, now I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab, excuse me, moving around and finding the right papers. As I say, this is even more on the hoof as usual, because although I knew this pack was coming, we didn't know when. So let's grab the papers from this pack. They're really lovely bright papers, but obviously we don't want birthday presents and things on there. Or candles. They're not quite what we're looking for, are they? but there is some lovely patterns as well that go with this. So we could have mad stripes. We could have a bit of a combination of those. That's quite fun. Right, okay, so let us get ourselves a card base. I think we'll go with a Whisper White card base. Let's revert to old trimmer because I still haven't sorted myself out a blade. You'd think with all of the back of the toucan paper, yes, this one, it's nice, isn't it? Might add in a bit of stripe too though, just for randomness. You'd think that, you know, supposedly with all this time that I've got, I'd have sorted myself out of a blade by now. But the truth is, I seem to have less time than I had before. I don't know about more. So there's our card base. Let's have... I'm going to grab a piece of terracotta tile. And we'll have a terracotta tile mat. I was whizzing up a birthday present yesterday. Well, I did a couple of birthday presents yesterday. Suddenly realised that the only gift shop that was really truly available to me was the one that I created for myself. But the recipient loved their present, so that's what counts. So we'll have a terracotta tile mat at the back there, and then we'll cut some of our designer paper. So I'm going to cut this so it's 13.9. And I'm going to cut it at 10 because I haven't decided quite where my strip is going to go. No, that doesn't want to be 10, Helen. That wants to be 9.5. That's better. And then let's cut a strip of this at 13.9. Obviously, all of this paper will be retiring to as well. It's a really lovely bright paper. I'm going to cut a strip of this that's about 2.5 centimetres, about 1 inch wide. And then I will decide what I'm going to do with that. And that can come on there. That can come on there. We can have this strip coming down here. We have our toucan and our koala. Now we need a bit of colour in that paper, methinks. So let's have a look. Rustling around, we don't have obviously a terracotta tile in the blends, but we should have in the markers. Where are you? obviously just not seeing that. Oh, I won't, because that's something else that's on my wish list that I haven't actually got round to purchasing, is the terracotta tile. So let's have some pumpkin pie hearts in there. We'll have a pumpkin pie, and we'll have a daffodil delight. In fact, when I was making my wish list, oh yes, Wendy, good shout. Make that pop. And we'll take it out the middle of here so as not to waste card. So a terracotta tile heart punched from there. Oh, looking good. That's much better, isn't it? That's just made that pop. And I think we'll need to, let me grab my oddments of terracotta tile, and I think we'll back our little arrow as well to make him pop. From a distance, that's cue for a song, isn't it? I won't sing to you then. I'll let that sing that to yourself. Okay, let's put this baby together. Karaoke crafting, how's that? Funny enough, I was thinking this morning, as you do, you know, I don't know whether anybody else does, whether that's just me. Wake up, eyes open, brain going 20 to the dozen. I've got out my bingo this evening. Oh, there's the phone. I am going to ignore that. I will pick up. Do you know, my phone has rung twice, I think, in the last sort of 6 months. And the last time it was while we were live on air, wasn't it? So sending hugs from a distance. Now we're obviously going to need to put this down flat because of having everybody fitted in round it, really. Let's put down our strip of paper. This one we will build up, and let's put some snare on the back of all of these. So we can get them positioned. So let's put our little toucan just there. And our little koala, we want his ear on the top, his arm underneath, and so he's not quite covering up that hugs. We'll put some dimensionals on the back of here. Just Still using up my stripy dimensionals. And actually, I don't think that wants much more. Could possibly have moved those up slightly. Could have a couple of little... another thing that is going, and I should be... Oh no, that actually he's staying. The dog punch is staying. And I use this dog punch far more for mini hearts than I do as a dog. So I was just going to say I should be sad to see him go. But actually he's not. I don't know where that heart went. Oh, there he is. He popped down there. So we could have just those little hearts. They're just so useful, these little hearts. Now I'm thinking the time has come to go into my drawer full of Tombos and things. Now if you're elsewhere in the world, you may not have Tombow packaging like this, but obviously here in Europe we had great difficulty with Tombow. Those are days we don't wish to remember. But it does mean our packaging slightly different. But let's, sorry for knocking you, let's just pop on these little hearts. Perfect. So there we go. There's one little card with that fantastic download and our little guys, our little Bonanza guys. So the other one that we chose, that we thought that we would have a play with, is this one here, or I chose. Let's not make it we. I chose it. That's it, isn't it? I choose it, and you just have to go along with what I choose. Because I can, even if you shout at me, I can ignore you because I can't hear you. What a perfect way to do classes. I think I'm going to go, because I think I'm going to go with the lion. So I think we'll cut out that one down there. So let me just roughly snip round it. I love my ladies in my classes. I do miss them. I have to say those Zoom classes are proving to be as good an option as you could possibly have, because you do still get to chat and have a bit of a laugh and share what you're making. So in these difficult times, thank goodness for technology. Internet classes and video chats with grandchildren, and online story times, all of those things. Right, sending love and paper hugs. It's really sweet, isn't it? Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I'm powered. That's it. Yeah, I can. I'm assuming that that's not my son delivering your shopping, Wendy. He took a wrong turn somewhere if he is. I know he left for work earlier this morning than normal, but I don't think he'd quite have made it that far. Right, so with this one, that is... Oh, I'm just going to check the colour on that. I'm assuming that it is pumpkin pie. But let's just make sure we've got that right. It is indeed pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie, rich raspberry, balmy blue, basic black, old olive. So actually they're good colour reproduction as well. As it should be. As we would expect. Morning, Debbie. So on this one, I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to sponge around the edge of it. That would be a long distance delivery, Wendy. Hopefully you'd give him a cup of tea and a sandwich before he made his way back. There, so we've just sponged around the edge of that, so that's taken it from being all white. Or homeschool, Francis, off you go. Well, you could do art. You could say, come along, boys, gather round the computer. This is our art lesson. You could always come back in and catch up later. Yes, I don't envy anybody having to do homeschooling, particularly if they're trying to homeschool and sort of take great responsibility for the homeschooling, and sort of having to oversee and be there all the time at the same time as trying to work from home. That must just be like a nightmare, I should think. Right, so let's go with some pumpkin pie in a slightly bigger stitched frame to go behind there. So yeah, so we've got our bingo this evening. I was wondering what else you could do. So I think I started off on that conversation, obviously scribbled and went off on another tangent. What else you could do in that sort of format where you can all get together and have prizes and I'm not sure that crafty karaoke is the way to go. There we go. So we've got a bit of a background to that one. So for this one, I think we will have the little lion. So we will give him a pumpkin pie mane. But his main body, I think we'll go really nice and bright. We'll give him Daffodil Delight body, and just grab my Daffodil Delight, a Daffodil Delight body and a pumpkin pie mane. I'm not sure that piece is quite fat enough. Just scrabbling around in my Whisper White oddment box. Oh, that's absolutely fine. Chemistry. Oh, I'm glad I didn't get called away for chemistry. They'd be none the wiser after I'd finished, I don't think. That was never really my strong point. I was always more into the arts type subjects, not art as in doing art. I was never particularly artistic at school, but more sort of the Englishes and history and geography type things. Science was never really my forte. My husband did sciences. And, I often think to myself, when sometimes you're feeling, as if a bit of a downer, I just have to remember that sort of computers, I'd never touched a computer at school. I went to an all-girls school in the 70s, 80s. So I think there were computers in the school, but we certainly didn't get our hands on one. So anything that I do on the computer these days has been completely and utterly self-taught, with a bit of help from my husband when I go, oh, what do I need to do here? Right, so we could die cut these if you've got the dies, but we're just going to line him up. So there we are, his little bits on the end of his tail, and his mane coming round his head, but he still looks a little startled. Let's find him a face. So we have a little stamp for his face. So we will do that in black. Where's my little block gone? There it is. Still has a koala face on it. Let's take off the koala face because that would look very odd. And we'll put in the little lion face. So again, just going to line that up in those gaps. Look how cute he is. So again, because we know that the dies are no longer available, we'll just give him a bit of a cut out. I'm going to give this one a little bit of a border. So at least by giving them a border, you're not worried so much about getting in close to those little fussy cut bits. With a little bit of a snip up here. Round we come. And actually as well, with when you've got like pieces like this tail, they can be a little bit flimsy if you're cutting them quite close to. At least this gives your cutout a little bit more strength. There we are. So there's our little lion. Sending loves. Sending loves. I keep saying loves. Sending love and paper hugs. He's very cute, isn't he? I'm going to pop that onto that. Obviously, again, if you have the dies, you can cut out, so it cuts out the outside of the lion and then it cuts out his mane and tail separately, so you can sort of almost build them up. So they are very cute. But they're very cute anyway. I think with this one, what we might do, so let's go back to those papers. I think again, we might lead with that one, although we don't want to lose our lion completely on the background there, so it could do with a there's that yellow as well. I think the green probably is not going to work on that one. Right, let's go with some layers of paper. So this one we're going to make 14.4 long by 10. So I'm going to cut the 10 way first and then the 14.4, just because the pieces it leaves me are a bit more usable. And then this one I think we'll make 13.4 by 8, so we've come down, no, by 9, so we've come down a centimetre each way, so that's given us quite a nice stripy border. And then we'll have, how wide is that? I think we'll go for a, start with 6.5 centimetres. I can always shorten it if I want to. We'll make that 13.4. Okay, let's do another card base. So we've got our other half of our A4 card here. That just need to score. Washing machine is taking off. Lovely paper on the back there with all the little animals on there. That would make a really nice little gift bag actually, wouldn't it? Or to put on a box for birthday packaging. Right, I'm going to stick this one on here. And then we're going to wrap a bit of something around there. So, are we going to go... Oh yes, yellow ribbon might be quite fun, mightn't it? So this is the Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon. Again, I believe that is retiring. Quite a lot of the ribbons, quite a few of the ribbons are carrying over this time. That's always quite a good thing because I never feel as if I quite get enough time to use them. I'm going to pop that up onto some dimensionals. Okay, we'll pop him on some dimensionals too. Beep, 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 beep. Out there, we'll need some dimensionals on the back of our lion to stand alongside it. And I think we'll have a bit of a tuck this underneath here. Now obviously the really nice thing about these sentiments is we've gone really sort of cutesy animal type ones. These would be fabulous to send to my grandchildren. But we could equally have gone, and I'm sure that we're probably going to come back to this in the week, we could easily have gone for flowers, made them really floral. I think whatever you use them with, it's going to work. What else could we put on there? Do we need a little something else on there? The embellishments that came with this particular suite were the little pom-poms. I'm not sure pom-poms will work with that. I think I might revert back to my dog punch and their little hearts. They're just so cute. And we could just have some no, I don't think I'll give him one. So the saying, Megan, this is, if you Stamping Up today have released their PDF download that is going to be for charity. So it is their COVID-19 give back, and there are 15 sheets. I'll give this another quick flick in a minute. There are 15 sheets. They're a PDF download. So it's 12 Australian dollars. No, it isn't. It's 12 American dollars. 18 something Australian dollars, £9 something here in the UK. I'll see if I can find that little post-it note. So you get a whole PDF document that you can just print off onto cardstock. So really gorgeous little sentiments and things. And they've also told you what colours they've used, what it coordinates with in terms of punches and those sorts of things. Oh, here we go. So this is the link you need to go to, and I am going to put that on my video. Yeah, £9.63-ish. That was according to Google this morning. $18.49 in Australian dollars and £12 American. So yeah, so that's their download that they've issued today. And just a reminder of the charities, if I can bring that back up on my laptop. It is the World Health Organization's COVID Solidarity Response Fund, or the United Way Worldwide's COVID-19 Community Response and Recovery Fund. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? So we've made a couple of cards this morning. So we've used Bonanza Buddies because we've been looking at things that are retiring. And we fussy cut because apparently here in the UK the dies have gone, but you can still get the stamps. So there's a Sending Hugs. So that one is out of this pack as well. So we've just punched it out with a heart punch and done a scalloped punch at the back. Really cute. And then Sending Love and Paper Hugs, that one as well. That sentiment has come from that pack. So a couple of really cute cards. We've used lots of the papers in there as well as the little guys themselves, but really lovely. So if you would like to get your hands on these sentiments and at the same time to support two worldwide charities that are working to support communities in light of, and I'm sure beyond, the immediate emergency going forward, there's going to be lots of communities that are going to need a lot of support, you know, not least those in poorer countries. I think the numbers are starting to rise there as well, and their ability to respond. You know, if we, I'm sure we've all sort of chanted about governments locally, but actually they have been able to respond to greater or lesser extent, whereas in these poorer countries they're not going to be able to, so they are going to need a lot of support. So yeah, so this is a way of doing that. It's a way of helping to give back at the same time as having these wonderful resources. So once you've downloaded your PDF, you can print them off as many times as you like. And as I say, I will, now I know that it's been released, think about how we can do perhaps a Zoom get together and have a bit of a play with this, and I'll do some cards and we can have a bit of a Zoom class. So thank you for joining me this morning and playing along with these beautiful products, and some that we're sad to say goodbye to and some that we're very pleased to say hello to. So a bit of a mixture this morning. So have fun. I will go and update the video now so that link is on there, and I will see you all in the morning.